Tactical Walls is a small but growing business. We've now been at it for this month, it's been 2 years. And
Based out of Elgin, Virginia. And I all started when Tim went on vacation.
yeah, it started actually when I started acquiring firearms several years ago. You know, you get one gun, it's the gateway drug to the second, third, fourth, and before you know it, you've got 25 firearms. So,
It's still done.
4 kids. So I think there's a ratio there.
There is.
But it's what I'm going to do is talk to you about preparedness and show you some things about being prepared, and I'm going to do so by way of not having prepared a presentation. Very much like high school, public speaking. So, no, but in all seriousness, we talked about all these different things today, and we've seen a lot of things and skills that are all preparing us for different situations and scenarios, whether it be powered by way of electricity, or solar, or having a trailer, or whatever the products are with archery and the skills. And it's great to be prepared, it's great to have the equipment, but if I'm from Virginia, and 99% of everything I own is in Virginia. That's great. So if my wife's prepared, but right now, it's not doing me any good because it's not accessible. So one of the most important and first things I think that really needs to happen when we're talking about preparedness is accessibility. And anybody who concealed carries understands this, and that's why, you carry here, maybe you carry here, maybe you carry at your ankle. You got to be able to get to it. And depending on the situation, maybe you normally carry here, but that's not going to work for this event, so you got to keep it in here, depending on where you're traveling, who you're traveling with. So, in my particular problem case, what happened was my firearm collection was growing. I live in a small house that had 4 kids. The house I have was built in the 50s, and it doesn't have any interior closets. So as I started acquiring guns, I was just getting this Jenga tower of weapons boxes in the corner, which is like a thief's dream. They break into your house because, holy crap, things. And so as I would travel, I was taking all my firearms out of the cases and I was hiding them everywhere in my home, in the basement, in the library area. And that's great. You leave on a Friday, you come back on a Sunday night at about 11 o'clock because you wanted to stay late for dinner, and you carry your kids in because they're asleep, and you go to put your daughter in her bed, and your M4 is in her bed on the blanket because that's a very convenient place to hide a weapon. So, start collecting firearms, taking inventory, and I missed 3 of them. I don't remember where I hit them. I know which 3 they are, I don't know where they are. So that was a problem for me. And I thought, there's got to be a way I can hide these things and have them be accessible when I need them, without having to move them every time I go visit family out of state. So I started thinking in my house, little house, no closets, where do I have space? And I'm just trying to think, looking around where there's dead space where I can build something or make something to hide stuff. And I realized, that all homes are built in a very modular fashion. And modularity is great, and systems that are modular and snap together are great. So because homes are built in a modular fashion, popular 2x4 framing is 16 on center and 3.5 inches deep. So in everybody's house and in every one of these walls, there's tons of dead space. And then you fill it up with insulation and wiring. But other than that, it's just a place to collect dust. So what that did was it allowed me to utilize the interior space for some storage. So now I've solved the issue of how I want to store things, and when I don't need them, I can lock it up, and nobody knows that it's anything but a whiteboard, or a magnet. And this is the magnet for a hidden magnetic key. So it's up here, you can hear locking and unlocking. And then the same here, these are magnets as well. So why this was important for me was I could keep a shotgun in the bedroom behind something, and that's fantastic. But now I ring the front doorbell, and I'm going down steps, and I'm going to the front door, and I look out the front door, and inspectors on my front porch, and my shotgun's upstairs. Great. So I needed a smaller solution, and that's where this particular size came from. So we understood that the modularity of homes, that space that's available in there, and I don't know what the actual building numbers are, but I'm going to venture to say 75 to 80% of all homes built in the U.S. are kind of built on that 16 on center system. What this allows, though, is we're all individuals. Every one of our houses is different, most likely. All the floor plans are different, and then our personal needs of weapons and where we choose to keep them and store them is all entirely different. So this allows you to put what you need where you need it. You know, some of us may need a whiteboard or a mirror, others may not. You know, and that solved that issue. The other problem then for me and for a lot of people and a lot of pushback that we got was I rent the home that I'm in, or I rent an apartment, you know, and so therefore I'm not allowed to put holes in it. And so I said, okay, we can figure out something for you. And what we did was we came up with what Chris had right here. So again, it's still utilizing the same 16 on center substructure, but even for renters who are staying in an apartment or renting a home, you're allowed to hang a shelf on the wall. You know, and if maybe you want to move or your rent allows you to, you just unscrew the thing, put it in the car, and off you go. So with the shelf, you can see it's full of a foam, and that comes completely blank. So it's a, it's a blank slate, and it'll allow you to customize that to whatever weapon platform or whatever items you'd like to put in there. So, and then the other option Chris has over here, which you don't need, it's not long, is the full length. So that's where you keep your shotgun next to the bed. So traditionally, you know, the shotgun's been the go-to gun, and it sits under the bed, or it sits in the corner, or maybe in the closet of the master bedroom. And in any one of those scenarios, when you're at church on a Sunday morning and some guy breaks into your house, he finds your shotgun in the corner, under the bed, or in the closet, and when you get home from church, you no longer have a shotgun. So that's terrible twice, because now you don't have your shotgun, and now some jerks out on the street with it. So this still allows you to maintain a weapon platform very close to your bed, and you know, chances are this moron that broke into your house is overlooking the fact that the mirror is anything but a mirror.
That kicks ass.
She's got a little more.
So here's how simple this works. It's caveman. It's Vigil Inspector has installed 2 of these things.
Yes. Wow. Very easy. That's really simple.
The instructions, I went to school for industrial design. I like to think of myself as a fairly clever guy. The instructions open like a roadmap. They fold up, it's a little brochure. You open it up like a roadmap. It is the template for what you do when you cut. So you literally can tape it to the wall. You find 2 studs, tape the instructions right there, and you just cut around the instructions. You know, by also doing that, I make sure that anybody who buys it, and it says, you know, read the instructions, which is just full of safety warnings and disclaimers. Being in the Air Force and reading technical orders, you know, I understood that you need to have lots of small print for people to ignore and good pictures. So, but if the only way you can screw your wall up is if you haven't been reading the instructions and you call me the fact that you decided you wanted to put this way or the plumbing, I can just say you're not reading the instructions. So.
Does it screw forward with studs or sideways? Forward.
So I'll show you here. This is, back to the modularity. The full length mirror and this mirror are completely the same. This can be a mirror. It's just a matter of what to put in it. So this frame, you cut your hole in the wall, and you see you've got ample room here. So you literally can punch a hole in the wall with a hammer, and you can just rattle back and forth between the 2 studs, providing they're 16 on center. And you can make a lot of dust and sheetrock fall out. It can be an ugly hole, because as soon as you screw this frame on here, you've just hit the ugly hole.
Can you keep it unlocked too if you want?
You can remove the magnetic key, which is here. You can relocate it to here if you like. So if you want to flip it over, it'll open left. You know, if you only have, if you got your stud finder out, and you find that you've got studs that only accept it right here, you're not going to be opening it this way. So you flip it over and you can open it that way. So to answer your questions, this goes into the front edge of the stud, and then the inserts go into the side. As I said, this is the magnetic version, so it's got magnets that you can install. They are behind. Your other option is you can just set this in here as you need it. There's another magnet over here, or wherever you want to put it.